You know that little white root end at the bottom of green onions? The part you cut off and throw straight into the trash every single time? Yeah, that part. Most of us don't even think about it. We just toss it and then go buy another bunch from the store next week. But what if I told you that the exact piece of kitchen trash you're throwing away could actually turn into an entire container full of fresh green onions? Not just one or two stalks, but a whole tray you can keep cutting from, week after week. That's exactly what happened to me. And today, I'm going to show you the simple method that made it possible. Hi, I'm your name. And if you've ever wanted to grow your own food but thought you didn't have space, or you didn't want to spend money on seeds and fancy pots, then stick around. Because this method costs almost nothing, and it works even if you live in an apartment. Every week, I used to buy green onions. I'd use some for cooking, and the rest would slowly turn slimy in the fridge. At the same time, I was cutting off the root ends and throwing them away without a second thought. It felt wasteful, but I didn't know there was another way. Then one day, I saw someone online keeping the root of a green onion in water. I thought, there's no way that's going to grow, but I was curious enough to try it myself. Here's what I did differently. First, I stopped throwing the root ends away. Every time I bought a bunch of green onions, I cut off the green part for cooking, but I saved the bottom inch or two that still had the little white roots attached. Instead of planting it straight into soil like most people would, I did something important first. I put those root ends into a small glass of clean water, just regular tap water. I made sure the roots were submerged, but the top of the bulb stayed above the water so it wouldn't rot. And then I waited. Within just 3 days, I started seeing tiny white roots growing longer. By day 5, the roots were clearly longer and healthier. That's when I knew something was actually happening. The plant wasn't dead. It had just been waiting for the right conditions to wake up. After about a week in water, I took the strongest ones and planted them into a long, shallow plastic container I already had. It was just an old storage tray I wasn't using anymore. I filled it with regular potting soil from the garden center, made a few small holes, and gently placed each root end in so the roots were covered, but the top of the bulb was still slightly above the soil. I didn't use any special fertilizer. I didn't buy a fancy grow light. I just put the container on my windowsill where it got a few hours of sunlight every day. Then I did the simplest thing possible. I watered it lightly every single day. Not soaking wet. Just enough to keep the soil moist, like a wrung-out sponge. And here's what surprised me the most. After planting, it only took about 7 to 10 days before I saw new green shoots pushing up from the soil. Thin at first, but definitely growing. By day 14, the leaves were standing tall and green. I couldn't believe it. Those little roots I almost threw away were now turning into real plants. That was the moment I realized this wasn't just a fun experiment. This could actually become a regular supply of fresh green onions without me having to buy them anymore. But before I get too far ahead, let me be honest with you about something important. A lot of people try this and then get disappointed later. They cut the leaves once and then wonder why the plant stops growing or looks weak after the second or third harvest. That happened to me too at first. And it's because there's one crucial thing most tutorials don't explain clearly. We'll talk about that mistake and exactly how to avoid it in the next part. Because if you want to keep harvesting from the same plants over and over again, you have to do one thing differently than most people. For now, the first step is simple. Stop throwing those root ends away. Save them. Put them in water. Let the roots wake up. Then plant them in whatever container you have. Because what comes next is where it gets really interesting. After I put those onion roots in water, I honestly didn't expect much. I had tried growing things from scraps before, and they usually just sat there looking sad until I gave up. But this time was different. By the 3rd day, I noticed the roots were already starting to stretch out. They weren't just sitting there anymore. They were actively growing longer and whiter. By day 5, some of the roots had almost doubled in length. That's when I knew this method was actually working. I waited 1 full week before moving them to soil. I wanted the roots to be strong enough to handle the transition. When I finally took them out of the water, The roots looked healthy and ready. Some of them even had tiny new white shoots starting to form at the top. I used a long, shallow plastic container I already had at home. Nothing fancy, just an old storage bin I cleaned out. I filled it with regular potting mix from the store, the kind you can get for less than $10. I made sure the soil was loose and not packed too tight. Then I gently placed each root end into the soil. I made small holes with my finger, set the roots in, and lightly covered them so the roots were underground, but the top of the bulb was still slightly above the soil. This is important because if you bury the whole thing too deep, it can rot. I placed the container on my kitchen windowsill. It gets about 4 to 5 hours of indirect sunlight every day. Not full blazing sun, but enough for green onions to grow well. If your windows don't get much light, you can still make this work with a cheap grow light or even just bright indoor lighting. Now here's the part that keeps everything alive. Watering. I didn't drown the soil. I just gave it a light watering every single day, usually in the morning. The goal was to keep the soil moist, like a sponge that's been wrung out. Not soaking wet, and definitely not dry. Green onions like consistent moisture, especially when they're first getting established. For the first week after planting, I didn't touch them much. I just watered and watched. And then around day 7, I started seeing the first tiny green tips pushing up through the soil. By day 10, those tips had turned into real leaves, standing about 3 to 4 inches tall. That was the first real wow moment for me. I waited until the leaves were about 6 to 7 inches tall before doing the first harvest. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They get excited and cut too low, right down to the soil. But if you do that, the plant has nothing left to grow from. Instead, I used clean scissors and cut the leaves about 2 inches above the soil. I left the white part and about an inch of green still attached to the root. That little bit left behind is what allows the plant to keep growing new leaves. And it worked. Just 4 days after that first cut, I already saw new green shoots coming up again. The plant didn't die. It didn't slow down. It actually looked stronger. That's when I realized the real secret isn't just getting the roots to grow once. It's knowing how to harvest without killing the plant so it can keep producing. By the end of the second week, I had a small but healthy row of green onions growing in that one container. Nothing massive yet, but it was real. I had grown something from what I used to throw away. And the best part? I hadn't spent any extra money on seeds or special equipment. I just used what I already had in my kitchen and one cheap bag of soil. But here's the truth I want you to know before we go further. This first harvest felt great, but it's not the end of the story. If you want to keep getting harvests from the same plants over and over, there's one important thing you have to get right. Most people miss it, and that's why their green onions eventually stop growing. We're going to talk about that exact mistake in the next chapter, and I'll show you exactly how to fix it so your plants keep producing for weeks. For now, just remember this. Save the roots, wake them up in water, plant them properly, water lightly every day, and when you harvest, always leave a couple of inches above the soil. Do that, and you're already ahead of most people who try this. By the time I got to the second and third harvest, something started to change. The leaves were still growing, but they were getting thinner. The color wasn't as deep green anymore. And after the third cut, the new growth slowed down a lot. I started to worry that maybe this method only worked for 1 or 2 harvests, and then the plants would die. That's when I almost gave up. I thought maybe green onions from kitchen scraps could only give you 1 good harvest before they ran out of energy. A lot of people online were saying the same thing, that after a few cuts, the plants just get weak and stop producing. So I figured maybe that was normal. But then I decided to look more carefully at what was actually happening to my plants. The mistake I had been making was simple, but it was costing me harvests. Every time I cut the green onions, I was cutting them too low. I was going almost all the way down to the soil line, thinking I was getting more usable green part that way. But what I was actually doing was removing almost everything the plant needed to grow back from. When you cut too close to the base, the plant has very little left to photosynthesize. It uses up its stored energy trying to survive, instead of growing new leaves. Over time, the roots get weaker, the leaves come out thin and pale, and eventually the whole plant just slows down or stops. That was the exact problem I was facing. The fix turned out to be surprisingly simple. I started leaving at least 2 inches, sometimes even 2.5 inches of the plant above the soil every single time I harvested. I used clean scissors and made a clean cut instead of pulling or tearing the leaves. That small change made a huge difference. Within just a few days after changing my cutting technique, I saw new growth coming up stronger than before. The leaves were thicker, darker green, and they grew faster. By the 4th harvest, my plants were actually producing more than they did in the first round. But leaving enough height wasn't the only thing that helped. I also started paying attention to watering and light. I made sure the soil stayed consistently moist, but never soggy. If the top of the soil felt dry, I watered. If it was still damp, I waited. I also moved the container slightly so it got a bit more indirect light during the day. Another thing that helped a lot was giving the plants a little extra nutrition every now and then. I didn't buy expensive fertilizer. I just used something I already had in my kitchen. The water I used to rinse rice before cooking. It's full of natural nutrients and minerals. I diluted it with regular water and used it to water the container once every week or so. You can also use a very weak compost tea, or even just a tiny bit of balanced liquid fertilizer if you have it. The combination of these 3 things, cutting higher, consistent moisture, and occasional light feeding, completely changed how long my green onions kept producing. By the 5th and 6th harvest, I was still getting good amounts of fresh green onions from the same plants. They weren't as big and thick as store-bought ones, but they were fresh, clean, and growing right on my windowsill. And every time I cut them, I knew exactly what I had done to make them grow back. Here's what I want you to remember. If your plants ever start looking weak, like mine did, don't panic and don't throw them away. Most of the time, the problem isn't that the method doesn't work. The problem is usually one of 3 things. You're cutting too low, the soil is too dry or too wet, or the plants aren't getting enough light or nutrients. Fix those 3 things, and your green onions can keep giving you harvests for many more weeks than you might expect. This was the part that surprised me the most about growing from kitchen scraps. It wasn't just about getting one harvest. It was about learning how to keep the plants alive and productive over time. Once I understood that, everything became much easier and more reliable. And that brings us to the final result, the part I was most excited to show you. Because after making these adjustments, my one simple container went from having just a few small plants to becoming something much bigger. We'll look at exactly what that final result looked like in the next chapter. Look at this container right now. All of this, every single green onion you see here, started from the little white root ends I used to throw away without thinking. The same parts that used to go straight into the trash every week. Now they've turned into a full, healthy row of green onions that I can keep cutting from. I've harvested from these plants 6 times already. Not small little snips, either real, usable amounts each time. And they're still growing strong. The leaves are thick, dark green, and they keep coming back after every cut. This is what filling a whole container actually looks like when you do it right. It didn't happen overnight. It took patience in the beginning, a few mistakes along the way, and learning how to cut properly instead of just taking as much as possible each time. But once I got those 3 things right, saving the roots, waking them up in water, and always leaving enough height when harvesting, everything changed. The best part is how little this actually cost me. I didn't buy any special seeds. I didn't need a big garden or expensive equipment. I used an old plastic tray I already had, regular potting soil, and water from my kitchen tap. The only extra thing I added was rice rinse water once a week, which I was already making anyway. So in total, I spent maybe $5 or $6 on soil, and that's it. Everything else came from what I used to throw away. If you're watching this and thinking, I want to try this, but I don't know if I'll do it right, here's my advice. Just start small. Take 1 or 2 root ends from the next bunch of green onions you buy. Put them in a glass of water today. Watch what happens over the next few days. You don't need a big container or a perfect setup. You just need to see for yourself that this actually works. Once you see those first roots growing longer in the water, you'll probably get hooked just like I did. And when you're ready to plant them, Remember the most important lesson I learned. Don't get greedy with the harvest. Always leave at least 2 inches above the soil. That's what keeps the plants alive and producing for weeks, instead of just 1 or 2 cuts. Green onions grown this way won't completely replace what you buy at the store forever, but they can give you a steady supply of fresh, clean green onions for many weeks, with almost zero effort and almost zero cost. And that's already a huge win. If you try this method, I'd really love to hear how it goes for you. Drop a comment below and tell me, did you already have some green onion roots in your fridge right now? Are you going to try saving them this week? And if this video helped you see kitchen scraps in a new way, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps more people discover these simple growing methods. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I hope your first container of homegrown green onions turns out even better than mine. Now go check your fridge and save those roots.